that. For that. For that. Ain't nobody got time for that. For that. For that.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? We are live. We are live and in living color. Coming to you for another episode of the Saint and the Aint't. I am perhaps the Saint or the Ain't, however you want to look at it. And my co-host, Mr. Bean, is in the building. How you doing, sir?
I'm definitely the Ain't, so don't get it twisted. I'm doing great.
Well, it's good to be whoever we are. It is good to just be that. Always good to be alive. Always good to be with you, our listening audience. Do us a favor, like this, share this, let somebody know that the notification has hit your screen, which means we are live and in living color on another fun-filled Monday. A lot has happened since last time we've been on, and we want to dive right into it. We are neatly nestled in the football season. We're neatly nestled in the political landscape. We got famous people still leaving. We ended the show RIP-ing a couple of people. Another famous one left us recently, Mr. Frankie Beverly. So we RIP to him. The black cookouts are not going to be the same anymore. At least the music will still be alive. You know, they don't make music like that anymore. Some of this music that we playing now, I don't think they have any staying power. But people like Frankie Beverly and Maze and those hits that, our parents and grandparents grew up listening to, we're still rocking that music today. I've been reading places where they gonna have like funeral watch parties for being all white. I done got tagged and wearing all white. I said, boy, this thing here is serious, boy.
And we lost Tito last night.
Then we lost Tito Jackson. So we got another Jackson up there. The reunion gonna be upstairs in a minute. The way this thing is going.
Crazy.
So yeah, it's crazy, man. They say, protect the legends. As we get older, the legends start falling on us. So, nevertheless, it's football season. It's always good or sad for some to talk about football. A lot of things has happened for some of your teams, man, both college and pro. The college team,
I got a haircut. So that means somebody won. We won somewhere.
Well, somebody, I don't know who won. Well, who won? The high school team won?
Yeah, the high school team won. That's the only thing they have to worry about right now.
It got to be the high school team, man, because the college team, we ended the show saying we thought they might win. That was a lie.
You ended the show thinking they might win. I didn't.
Well, you know what? That's true. You did say you wasn't sure. You did say.
No, I told you we wasn't going to win.
Yeah, you said you wasn't sure. Let's start there, man. What's really happening at Florida State, man? Is it just the quarterback? Did they lose? Because they was ranked still high coming in. What happened, man? What's going on in Tallahassee?
It's a train wreck, man. It's a concoction of things. I think we really kind of struck out on the portal this circuit. Like everybody that we got from the portal is not good. Like, I don't want to say not good. It's just maybe something's wrong. They're not producing.
Throw the whole
And
team
it starts, like I said, I posted the other day. The quarterback is the most critical position on the team, and it started there. I just don't see no leadership out of the guy, no fire. I don't know, man. It's just nothing there, and we're not making a change. So once that happens, everything else starts to deteriorate from offensive line play to your defense starts. And then, like, the last game, defense actually, like, they came to play for a little bit, and then we just couldn't do anything, set the tone. So, like I say, I just think it's a number of misses in that portal, and it's just not as good as we were good.
Basketball team, man.
Memphis is I don't even what kind of team Memphis is, but we are even a basketball. We're a soccer team now, baseball, track.
Memphis, man.
Yeah, man, it was terrible. Like, everybody want to tag me and laugh and joke. Like, I've been conceited. Like, we are really bad. Like, we are really, really bad. It's crazy.
Y'all still want?
It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch.
Y'all still want to lead the ACC, huh?
Nah, we probably need to go to the MAC or something. I don't know. It's crazy the way we play it right now.
I mean, I think the ACC need to write y'all a letter and kick y'all out, man. To talk about they want to lead. I mean, it's hard to see a team that was so close and not yet so far, man. But I said I'd like to say we better not lose to them, because that's going to be the national championship. That's going to be the national championship y'all didn't go to last year.
Well, whatever. I don't think that's going to happen. That's just some miracle, like they to turn this thing around miraculously. I don't see that happening. Y'all got the juice now. It's like real life juice. Y'all got the juice now.
Yeah, you say y'all missed out on the transfer portal. We hit a home run in the transfer portal, because we got us a quarterback. I hate we only gonna have him for a year. That Cam Ward could play some football.
Yeah, man. It's pretty good.
You know
I wish we had half of him. This don't make sense. But I just want to see what the other guys, because if he's that bad, I just want to see what the other guys can do, because they can't be that much worse than him. Then it's like it's gonna hurt. If we do start another quarterback.
See, pre-NIL, he would have been benched by now. But you pay him that money, it's like the pros now. You almost got to play. You got to play them.
The pros bench people. They pay a lot of money. They really pay the people money. They're paying them, so it don't matter. We got to see something. Then it's gonna hurt if they start the freshman, or they actually play the freshman, and then he's better than DJU. This gonna be like, bruh, why do we have to go through this for so many games?
But somebody went to a booth and say, yeah, this kid is worth it. So they trying to save face. Because the people don't know the value of the player. They just relying on scouts and coaches.
I don't know. You bring up a good point about NIL, because we have the exact same depth chart from week 0, and nothing's changed. So that gotta be if that same depth chart has equal to 3 losses, that's insanity. Nothing, not one thing has changed on the depth chart. It's like they just running the same depth chart. Yeah. I don't get it. If these guys aren't producing, I got to try some other guys, right? Something's not it's not adding up. So maybe that's the NIL depth chart. I don't know. It's not making sense to me.
Listen, you got to try to make sure that they can't come back, man. These boosters done paid, these companies done paid all this money. They're not gonna be able to sell nobody else, man. They going to somebody else. This is a train wreck.
It really is a train wreck. It's sad to watch.
Life train wreck happening right before our eyes.
Yeah, bro. I haven't even seen a team be this bad, in Florida alone. Not one collegiate team be that bad. It's really, really bad. it's really hard to watch. But I don't know. Something in me just makes me watch every week. I don't know why. But I sat here Saturday until it ended and watched the entire train wreck. Every drop ball, every missed block, every jump outsides on a safe punt, every muff punt. I watched it all. I watched the entire dumpster fire.
Yeah, you're a sucker for pain, man. Yeah, you got a high tolerance of pain, boy, because, whoo. Well, listen, coming to Miami, speaking of quarterbacks, it looks like the Dolphins going to probably have to draft another one in this year's draft because Mr. Tua Tagovailoa decides he don't want to slide. He didn't listen to slip and slide records, so he decides he don't want to slide. He wants to go head first into somebody's, not helmet, but not even shoulder pads, basically the rib cage, and he out like a light for the fourth time. Now the Dolphins season's on the brink to be over because they refuse to bring in a legitimate backup quarterback, and they put all of the eggs in this person's basket, and the eggs are a little bit scrambled, unfortunately, right now. So, what?
You can't put that up.
The comments
for the slide, like Tua should have slid. For the slide. We slide on that coming slide.
The comment sections are always brutal, man. Woo.
Can I come back up for air?
Yeah, man. You bring them back. Bring them back.
Oh my God.
Listen, y'all got to like and share this, man. This is
I had to slide from that comment.
Listen, I played a little sports. My wife said something before he actually officially got concussed, and she said to me, I promise you she said this. She said at the beginning of the game, like the halfway through the first quarter, she says, Tua look like he concussed. I said, girl, stop playing. She said, no, for real. I'm looking at him. She said he looked like he could cuss. You think he took a bad hit in practice or something? And I be dog.
Well, they're not live in practice, so he didn't take a hit in practice.
Well, I'm just telling you.
He probably took a hit early in that game. He probably took a hit early in that game, maybe.
That's what she asked me. And I'm like, nah, you tripping. And I be dog, man.
I mean, if you just really look at it, he got concussions from the past, so it's not. He's always gonna have a concussion. He's a walking concussion.
You don't get concussed off of that play.
That play right there, the last one.
That you don't get concussed off that.
You do when you don't have 4 major concussions. Yes, you do. His brain is man. We got all the research on concussions. We've seen it all. We know it all. The dude is a walking mush brain already, as it is. Like, so it doesn't.
But
once you already had those
hit, that wasn't a hit.
It was a hit. He was running full speed and he hit another human being full speed ahead. He didn't hit him back, but his head was a traumatic brain injury at that moment. All it takes is a little joke. That's it.
Well,
at that moment, that was a traumatic brain injury for him. So much that his hands turned this way.
He initiated
and doing gang signs and stuff.
He initiated the contact.
He didn't do this. That's it. He didn't slide. All he had to do was DeMar Hamlin wasn't even trying to hit him. He ran into the man.
My thing is, they didn't go and hire somebody from the Miami Marlins. Forget jiu-jitsu. That's what he went to go. They could have just hired somebody from the Miami Marlins, put a little slip and slide out there on the field, and teach this man how to slide. But here's the thing. I said this in a comment. I think it was selfish of Tua. Because last year, when he was trying to get that money, that brother wouldn't slide. That boy wouldn't run to save his life. And when he did run, he slide after 2 yards. He would slide. He would slide all over the place. He gets the money. Now he want to play hero ball. But he playing hero ball after he gets the first down. But he wasn't going to get the touchdown. It made absolutely no sense.
It made no sense because they wasn't going to win regardless. So.
But what was he proving? Forget about if he had concussion symptoms or not. Any quarterback, I'd have said the same thing if Lamar Jackson had done that. What were you proving? You had already got the first down. You wasn't going to get the touchdown. What are you proving getting an extra yard in that spot? What are you proving? What are you proving? What
just a long string. It goes back. I told you I never liked him from the beginning. He was never the one. I also said when he had that last concussion that if the Dolphins go in and give him a contract, they're making the biggest mistake. And he's going to be down there throwing gang signs. I said this. It's posted. It's archived. I said this, and the exact thing happened right after they paid him. So that's their fault.
Are we firing the general manager?
No, because that's who the owner wants there. He wants a puppet that he can control. They don't want a real general manager. The real general manager ain't making all these moves like that.
Are we apologizing to Flores?
Nah, because professionally, that's still not what you're supposed to do with a player as a coach. I mean, could you imagine, like, you had like an assistant pastor, and every time they came to church, you was like, "Oh, you suck! You can't preach! You can't do this!" How would that person feel? So no, I don't agree with how he did that. But I told you I didn't like Tua from the beginning. Flores didn't either, but he just vocally let his quarterback know that he didn't want him, and that's professionally, that's not the way you do it. So I don't know.
I agree. I'm not even necessarily talking about how he handled him, but he was also getting criticized for his assessment of Tua.
Well, it said like, hey, I told you he wasn't, like, he was right about that. Right. I still don't think it's right for how he handled it, but yeah, he was right. He said that. I said that from the beginning.
Right. His assessment of Tua, they didn't care for. So this was well before even Tua started playing.
Man, every time I see Justin Herbert, I get mad because
I get mad at Justin Herbert because he's looking a little better with a new coach.
Still,
they played the doggone Chargers. I mean the Panthers.
I don't care. He's still better than Tua.
Well, he's better.
That's
than
just
Tua,
me.
But Justin Herbert still. I mean, he garbage too. I like a healthy Tua with this team over Herbert any day.
I don't know. I think if Herbert, you would want Herbert right now with this team.
Well, Herbert been hurt just as much as Tua.
Because he got a trash O-line.
I mean, the Dolphins got a trash O-line.
Speaking of O-lines, it ain't nothing they can do with these defensive ends. Have you seen this defensive end play in the NFL? These guys are diabolically good.
Well, except the ones from Dallas, they trash.
Oh, I don't know who they played, but the tackles don't stand a chance, man. These dudes are on another level. It's like they went to wide receiver, running back training or something. They just got all kind of moves. It's like they got a cheat code, like somebody went in the Matrix and just like reprogrammed all the defensive ends. And now the tackles don't stand a chance. All the tackles are either turning around like corkscrews, or they on their backs, or they just standing in quicksand. Like these people doing what they want to do when they want to do it. It's amazing to watch. That's my observation from the first 2 weeks. The defensive end play is incredibly good, and these tackles can't do nothing about it.
Well, you got my friend Pastor Clark. He's a fellow Florida State fan too. So you got somebody on here that has your same sympathy. Hello, Dr. Clark. We got to meet each other in a few weeks. But you're right. My assessment is the running back play in the NFL has taken a step up, man. Running backs are eating. Man. This year, they're eating, man. They're eating. I mean, Cooks 8 against Miami. Kamara 8. Yesterday. I mean, these running backs are having an incredible year. So I don't know.
What changed? What do you think changed? Because running back play was kind of down for a minute. Now it's back.
I know, man.
What changed?
You know what? I think it goes back to what you said. I think running backs are taking advantage of the aggressiveness of the defensive ends.
A good point. I wanted to see if you was on the same page that I was on.
Yeah.
Seems like more emphasis is being with defenses is being coming off the edge, and the interior is just opened up. Right.
Yeah, they running right into the open gaps. That's that's exactly what you see. Let them come, and we gonna run right behind them, or right where you left or came from.
Somebody want football season to be over, and it just started. It's crazy.
It started, Jazz. I'm sorry, sweetheart. It just started. You got to get you a good man that likes football. That's one of my members, so I can say that about it. You got to get you somebody that likes football, and so you can enjoy some of this season. All right? That's all you got to do, man. This time of year, you're going to hear football. That's just what you must be. I don't know who a Cowboy fan. Oh, yeah. So she might be she's not a Cowboy fan. Bless her little heart.
You can enjoy some of this.
Listen, I got a question for you. I don't advocate violence. I don't advocate nobody getting hurt. But I got some questions about these assassination attempts or lack thereof. I'm sure you guys was startled by the news yesterday that while playing golf in Florida, the Secret Service found the guy who they, I guess, stopped from attempting yet another assassination against President nominee, former President, Mr. Donald J. Trump. Now, I want to ask you a question. The last time an assassination attempt on Trump, it was a similar circumstance. He was kind of down in the polls, and bada bing, assassination attempt happens. Now, coming off a horrible debate, losing momentum, I think his VP, just yesterday admitted that some of the stuff they've been talking about with cats and all, that's just propaganda. Now we have another assassination attempt. This one wasn't even an attempt. This one was just a man with a gun who they say was going to attempt. My question is, can we actually believe that this stuff is real?
You used to watch Jerry Springer, right?
I did.
Okay, and that was most of it was staged. Those are actors and things like that. So what you're witnessing is no different than that. It's easy to hire somebody to make it seem like it's another attempt on your life. First of all, this dude didn't even have the right tools for the job. Like, yeah, AK-47. Unless you're going to like shoot up a corner store, or like you like in a desert just shooting, you're not finna scope nobody with an AK-47 from 300 yards out. Like, it's not gonna happen. You just didn't have the right tools. The guy didn't fire a shot. It's like, oh, the Secret Service is walking down the perimeter, and oh, I see a barrel sticking out. Man, this thing is scripted more than those people who script stuff on Instagram. This is scripted. When you falling behind the polls, you lose a debate horribly. To where you start creating stuff. You created a whole narrative about cats and dogs, and then your Haitian supporters wanted to still find a way to say that you didn't say Haitians or whatever, but everybody in the world knew who you were talking about. These people did this for 2 weeks for your vice president candidate to come and say, oh, we can create whatever story you want to push our agenda. What? Like, you just really put...
I mean, just... It really questions... Again, I say this all the time, man. I say, for the first time, I think, at least in my lifetime, this thing is not Democrat or Republican, man. To me, this is America against Trump.
Right.
That's what this is, man. This is America and Americans against Trump. This thing is bigger. This man is not for anybody. He just happens to represent the Republican Party, and he making a fool of them. And every day, these Republicans, some are very good-hearted in spirit, even if you don't agree with them politically, they just decent human beings. These people are jumping ship because at the end of the day, they can't support this craziness, this ludicrous type of mentality that we're just gonna create this story. We're just gonna. I didn't even think about. You said something, man. I didn't even think. We're gonna talk about these school shootings. You hear about these AR-15 rifles so much that I didn't even think about. You couldn't even shoot him with that from that far. Listen, I didn't even think about that. When they say
you're gonna shoot something, you're gonna shoot something, but it ain't gonna be him.
No, it ain't gonna shoot
him. It ain't gonna be him. Not with that. Not with the AK-47.
AK-47. I mean AK-4. Like, we just need a man with a gun. Jesus. And then your governor says we're gonna do our own investigation. What's the investigation? How could he have gotten so close? Listen, I don't care, even if it was true, I don't care how well you vet someone. If somebody wants to attempt to do something, they're going to try to do it. If it is true, he got caught, which means the system worked. What are you investigating?
He's investigating because they're trying to politicize this and say that the people that are investigating this assassination attempt is the same people that's trying to convict Trump. So they're just trying to say, oh, it's a conspiracy. But, you know, one thing I'm happy about is this guy's alive.
He got caught. Nobody got shot.
But guess what? He's alive. So guess what? He can tell if he was actually hired to do this. He can let the cat out the bag. Then when the cat get out the bag, people not gonna believe that either. So we about to find out who hired him to do this, or who is behind it, whether it be from another country, whether it be Trump's campaign, whether it's staged. But he's alive. The other guy, we couldn't question him. They killed him. They shot him. But this guy's alive.
He's gonna be alive.
That's another question. If he magically dies, then we know why.
all around to tell the story.
Yeah. Well, he's alive.
I really still need proof of the last guy they say they killed.
It's crazy, bro.
It's crazy stuff. Funeral? Who saw the body?
Who got the body?
Who got the body? Who went to the funeral? I mean, you gotta question this stuff, man. You have to. You can't put it past them. Unfortunately,
the only thing people questioning in this day and age is they want to question if Kamala is really black. They want to question all the logical stuff. They don't want to question the crazy stuff that's coming out of Trump's mouth. And that's the wild part. But here we are, bro.
Man got shot in his ear. A few days later, ear looked brand new. I mean, just so many things, and you kind of want to be wrong because you would hate to think that this is not a movie. Like in real life, people would go to this extent to try to fool the American people. It's a lot of intelligent people in this world, in this country. It's a lot of crazy ones, but I want to believe it's more intelligent people than crazy people. And for someone to attempt to try to make so many people pull the wool over so many people, I want to say I'm wrong. I really do, but I don't think I am.
He's just trying to shift the narrative, man. It's his base that's the radicals. Nobody would want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, your base is the radicals, so you're trying to make it seem like now people are trying to kill you. When it's your people that would actually be the ones that try to do something like that to anybody. But no, stop it, bro. You're not going to get no pity points. Nobody cares. And just like what Mr. Robinson says, man, like, this I think this is really what's going to happen. Like, this dude is really going to tell exactly how he was hired, and he's going to blow this whole thing up. Just like that like that lady on CNN made J.D. Vance, fess up that he was lying on the poor Haitian immigrants. They're just trying to find their way here in America.
Listen. Stephon said it. He said it. If this man come out and say that Trump hired him, he ain't going to live 5 minutes after that. They going to take him right off the chessboard.
Hey, he already got the Secret Service director. He made her resign. Well, he made the people force her to resign.
But here's what I'm trying to say. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to make sense of this, man. Because it bothers me. It really bothers me to think. Because I wasn't watching it in real time. Somebody called me. I'm like, no, that's old. No, this new. What? I'm going to give people who watching right now a homework assignment. Go follow or go research Jim Jones. I learned about Jim Jones in history years ago. And a lot of things are going to be eerily similar. Because Jim Jones did some of the same stuff. He faked death. He faked assassination attempts. He did all that. And next thing you know, he had everybody drinking the juice and they died. Jim Jones had this cult-like following that Trump has. And I believe that he's running off of that playbook. And I really do believe that his supporters will actually go to any lengths possible to get this man back in office. Dr. Clark said you can't make this stuff up. I want to believe. I can't believe it, man. I can't believe it.
It's wild stuff, bro.
Is this going to help or hurt? What does Kamala say about this? Does she use this or does she just let people, why waste campaign dollars? Because everybody got to know that this man is just trying to play mind games with us. You know what that says, though, that he's desperate.
There you go. You scared. You behind in the polls. Like I said, you behind in the polls. You scared. You just got obliterated in a debate. You got fact checked in front of America, in front of everybody that was watching. That basically showed that you were lying. Then they did the whole fact check of the entire debate, and mostly everything that you said was embellished or a lie. So he's scrambling right now, bro. Like, he knows the beginning of the end. So now it's ultimate It's just he's desperate. He's a desperado.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get more stuff. We're gonna get more of this stuff. We're gonna get more fake claims. But what I want to say, how does Elon Musk get to say anything he wants to say on social media, and he don't have any repercussions?
I mean, he owns Twitter.
But we can't even curse without having our post flagged or something. It's wild. Like, why is this? I'm confused.
If you own something, I mean, you own your own business. If you own it, you say and do what you want. You own it, and you paying. We talked about this a month or so ago. You paying a guy $250 million. I mean, what you expect? What you expect?
It's terrible.
What you expect? I mean, let me read this. The thing is how we engage our influence to win too. Yeah, you're right.
Facts. Can't take nothing for granted because most of the people that you think that look like you, they don't have your same interests in mind. Like, I'm at the point where I'm even giving myself, even kind of rules with how I engage and how I talk to family and clients because we're giving it like the no fraternization, no talk about politics rule because these people are really Trump supporters out here. Like, you think of people that look like you down for the cause. These people are supporting Trump or they're just on a GOP ticket. And we don't know. I don't know why because they're definitely not in the tax bracket for it. Yeah, I'm confused, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not in that percentile, none of those policies are for you. No matter how much money you think you have, you're not in that percentile.
But here's what I said. I said this for black people in general. This is a litmus test. Here's what I mean. Here's what black people have to understand. We talk about black power. This is the opportunity right here, and here's why. Dr. Clark brought it up. This is not the first time a woman has run for president. This is not the first time a woman has run against Trump for president. Now, if Kamala pulls this thing off, black people have all the power that they need. Black people can honestly say that they've gotten at least 4 people in office. 2 for sure. Probably even 3 if you include Biden. 4 if you include Clinton. They got Obama in twice. And we know for certain it will be black power that gets Kamala in. So here's why it's important for black people. Because black people now would have the most political capital that they've ever had in the history of this country to say, we know for a fact, because a lot of black people sat home when Hillary ran. We know that. Black people will be able to say for an absolute certainty that we are the reason that she got in office. So when we talk about, it's bigger than talking about what they gonna do. It's like anything else. And I tell black people this all the time. You know why they don't feel led to do stuff for you? Because they know that you're gonna just sit back and not be aggressive until it's too late. But now you have all the political capital you need for any other candidate who ever runs for anything in the history of this country. We get to say, without us, you can't get in. Because without us, Trump got in. Yeah. I believe that. I believe that with all sincerity. I believe that for the Democrats and for the Republicans, whoever wakes up to understand that and put it in that framework, it's going to change the entire country. I really do believe that. That's why Trump is going all out to try to tell or try to say, well, what are they doing for you? Because they realize, listen, the other side has realized, man, we need black people. I don't care how you slice it. We need them. Because without them, we're not going to be able to win.
Well, we kind of touched on this last week, but it's like I say, if you look at a Trump supporter, that man could tell you that he could call out your name and say that you're stupid. And then the person that he calls out is going to sit there and say, oh, Trump is a great guy. But for some reason,
cult-like following. It's a cult.
For some reason, everybody that should be supporting Kamala has all this skepticism and scrutiny. Like this guy just stated, oh, she did an interview and she did terrible. All Trump supporters say he won that debate, right? Like, and we saw him.
Well, what interview has Trump done? That he wasn't terrible.
But what I'm saying, why is it that for some reason the better candidate, which was the better candidate we know we got to be voting for, whatever, we got so much scrutiny for it and so much skepticism and. Like he says, if she becomes president, the Trump supporters are saying when he becomes president. So what is it? What are we? I want to know.
Here's the thing: you could have that mentality when it's a plethora of candidates. Once it gets down to the final two, you only have two choices.
Exactly.
That's the thing that everybody has to understand. You can have that level of skepticism when it's a pool of people, but that ship has sailed. The independents pick one of these people are going to be the president just as sure as you and I, if the world doesn't end November 5th, one of these two people, whether you vote, don't vote, write your name in, one of these two people are going to be the president. No other way you can slice it.
And that's why I say we in scary times, because these people are so conflicted that they will just say, I'm not voting because I don't like either one of the candidates. And that's what we're dealing with.
And that's a vote.
That's a vote for Trump.
It certainly is. It absolutely is.
It's scary times. But like I say, when we back on that firing line, and we got the pickaxes and we building the next bright line, I'm gonna make sure I pass my axe to the man right here that was supporting Trump, because you're gonna do my work, boss, and I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna whistle Dixie while I watch you work, because it's your fault.
And you see how,
and I'm gonna make sure I bully you.
They've been a little more silent with the Project 25 now. They're hoping you forget about that. Yeah, they're not as vocal about it anymore. Mm-hmm. They're not as vocal about it. They realize that more people was gonna read up on that than they thought. So they've been pulling it back, but it ain't going nowhere.
It ain't going nowhere because we living in it right now.
It hasn't gone anywhere.
We living in some of that stuff has already been instituted in these red states. It's already been instituted. So the elimination of DEI, you name it, bro.
You could say, oh, she didn't do well on this. Okay, go read Project 2025. Not 2035, 2025. When is 2025? Isn't that next year? Isn't that next year?
Couple of months.
Stuff like, oh, if you go to public school, you got to take the app tab to be drafted into the armed service. Yeah. You know who go to public schools? People who can't afford to go to private schools.
Right.
Those are the kids. So everybody in every urban school in America right now, they're going to have your child taking that test.
They asked him about this at a debate, and he just sat there and told a fat lie, and everybody ran with it. See, he didn't write Project Of course, he didn't write it. Duh. He's not writing it, but he's going to implement, or not even implement. He's going to give the states all the power to implement it. When we looking at the United States, you can look at the map. Mostly every state is red. So if the states have the power, they can implement all the Project 2025, and then what? The federal government, we have no safeguards from the federal government because he's giving the states all the power. That's the whole purpose. That's the entire purpose. And then you have people that don't read or don't understand or can't comprehend certain things. You know, the sheets pulled over our head, and it's right there for you to read. Like, nobody should be, even with all the propaganda that's out there, nobody should not have knowledge of certain things because it's all in the palm of your hands. You got AI now, right. You got ChatGPT, you got Google, you got a lot of stuff. And then everything is fact checked now too. Like, you go on social media, they got a big fact check under this. Like, this isn't real, or whatever. A tweet, this isn't real, whatever. So even the propaganda is being, like, you know, they making that where, you know, that's not facts. So you can't even be blinded anymore. Almost, you know what I'm saying? So it's almost like people don't want to know, and they're just going with it, whatever. But you know, our forefathers, like, you know, they fought for us to have this right to vote and to make our voices heard. Like, people actually died and lost their lives, and for us to sit here and say, "Oh, I'm not voting," or I hear somebody like say, "Oh, I'm not voting because I don't even want to hear nothing." It's no because. You're not voting because what? What's the because? It's just it's crazy to me.
You know what I've discovered about most I'm not gonna say African American. I mean universally, because I lead them, and I've noticed this. We are quick to not be loyal to ourselves.
Exactly.
We are so quick to not be loyal to ourselves.
That self-hate runs deep, bro.
And be quick to say, I ain't gonna just because it's black don't mean I gotta. But you know what? The other side, they are loyal even if it's loyal to a fault. Chinese people gonna be loyal to Chinese people. Jewish, they're gonna be loyal. That's why you can't enter into their groups, their neighborhoods. That's why if you do go in there, it's going in there to spend your money and you got to get out. We, on the other hand, we are loyal to everybody else but ourselves. In business, in politics, in relationships, you name it. There is no loyalty amongst ourselves. And sometimes, in some cases, we have to have the mindset that I'm going to be loyal to my people, because if I'm not loyal to them, who's going to be loyal? We've got, at some point in life, we got to take on that mantra without being forced to do it. HBCUs wasn't a choice. If it weren't for HBCUs, black people wouldn't be able to go to school.
Right.
That's why most of them are in Alabama. Because they didn't have a choice. We are not loyal. We are not loyal to ourselves. For whatever reasons, we have been conditioned to find fault, nitpick. I say this about movies. I wouldn't care. There are a lot of white writers who write bad movies. There's a lot of bad movies that come out in Hollywood.
Right.
You don't see no group, no Jerry Butler, you name a white writer, producer. Every last one of them done had some bad movies. You don't have no groups criticizing and nitpicking, but the Tyler Perry's, the Spike Lee's, the what's his name from
Lee
Tallahassee, every time, every single time. But we not, and those same people not critical of the white movies.
Mm-mm.
That's why I don't understand. And you know what? They placate to this mentality. They are hoping They are hoping that that we would eat each other up so bad that it affects us in November. That's their only hope. You do realize that. That's the hope. Because they going to nitpick. Trump supporters, you already said it. It don't matter what he does, what he says. He knows it.
They rally behind it. They eat it up.
Kamala can't get up and say, oh, my people going to vote for me no matter what. She can't gonna get up and say that, but Trump can. Why is that?
It's weird,
That's the
bro.
critical question that we have. Until we answer that, until we effectively be able to answer that in the long term, we never going to really climb up very far. We're never going to be able to do it. Look at, we could take Dion for example. They practically ran him out of Jackson State. They broke into his locker room, stole his stuff, lied about, tickets, all this stuff. The coach from Alabama State, he ain't sweat. Just envy and jealousy. Fine. Y'all don't want my help? I'm gone. We ain't heard about HBCU since. It just keeps happening.
Facts. It does, man. It's
Eat
weird.
each other up.
Weird stuff. What can we do? You
But
know,
we gotta
you the
support,
saint.
man.
We gotta pray. We gotta pray.
We gotta
We
support
gotta
our
pray.
people like we support these football teams. You gotta talk, man. I'm a Dolphin fan no matter what. I'm a Cowboy fan no matter what. We ain't our own fan no matter what. We don't support ourselves. If you're a Dolphin fan my age, your team ain't won nothing your whole lifetime.
I posted that. It say, in my top 45 years old, in my entire life, the Dolphins has been sorry.
And you
Entire life.
them. Yeah.
And we deserve better. And they still
You're a
have
Cowboy
this.
fan my age, or a little younger than me, you ain't seen them do much. Die hard. We not die hard for ourselves, man. That's the thing that bothers me. We have that loyalty in us. It's just not for ourselves.
Yep. You gotta do better as a people, bro.
That's what I'm
Got to do
saying.
better as a people.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, we don't understand. And I think most people who may be in business could understand it. Like, you want your prices to be Walmart prices. But Walmart prices is because of the volume. You can't compete with that. But if enough people support it, then we could be able to do something. They say Dolphin fans have bald spots and no edges.
Come on, Brad.
Yeah,
Man.
You say the most Atlanta. Atlanta is definitely a close. And we've seen Black Wall Street is in Atlanta. We've seen that. For whatever reason, man, I don't understand why. We have a hard time just supporting ourselves without being critical of it, man. Just support. I'm going to support it. I'm going to support her. I don't vote all things Democrat. I can't vote for Trump. It's nothing in me that can vote for him, man. That's just me
dude. He's just not right for the human race, bro.
Yeah, as I can't
like, I just don't understand how any human could get behind that person, a person like that. Like, seriously.
I can't vote for him as a person, man. I can list several people that were not
like you say, it's one thing to be Republican. Like we had some Republicans, like Bush wasn't like this. Ronald Reagan. Like we have some other Republicans that wasn't like this.
I can name a litany of people, Republicans.
Like these dudes are on something totally different. When you see racism, when you see Jim Crow, like we know how that stuff looks. So when you see stuff like that, when you see people who are leading you back towards segregation or taking rights away or taking liberties away and have white supremacy on their mind, you know how that looks, and you would think that a black person or someone that's not from here, that especially an immigrant person, would know how that looks and wouldn't support a person like that. But for some reason, they're running behind to support this dude, and I don't know why.
You give an example. The way this under Trump's America, what happened to Tyreek Hill wouldn't be an issue, because in Project 2025. Cops have complete autonomy. Think about that now. We in an uproar saying he went a little too far. Okay, something was able to be done in 2024. That wouldn't even be an issue because they get full autonomy.
This is bad. It's all bad, bro.
So y'all think about this now. With the people that be doing the speed and getting pulled over and all that, remember, in Project 2025, police officers will get full autonomy. So basically, they're in their right to do what we don't think they should be doing. So we gotta educate our people about this. This is what's on the table. Yeah. Ain't no be no officers on trial. No, not gonna happen. Yeah,
sad,
my man, that kid that choked out George Floyd, he wouldn't have been on trial. He would have went back to work.
Oh my God!
So we have to understand and embrace this, man. I'm just saying, you vote for who you want to vote for. You be who you want to be. But just as they say all the time, elections have consequences.
Right.
Yeah. Elections have
very
consequences.
much so.
Yeah. Just think about that. Elections have consequences. We talked about guns earlier. Unfortunately, man, even in South Florida, even after storming Douglas, we still had the same battle with guns in schools. We talked about when the school year started, metal detectors. Now, every time you look up, the Broward Sheriff's Office in Broward County is giving a public service announcement about arrests for either kids with guns in school or their threats of shooting up schools. I thought we was past it. And it seemed like it just getting started.
In Broward County, you never passed it. I mean, I told you I got another year to deal with this, but it's not a week that goes by that it's not a bomb threat or some kind of scare. These kids don't even see that as, they see it as jokes. They don't see it as a detriment. It's a way for them to disrupt school, get out of school or whatever, and they do it at will. And if you notice, every time they catch the person, it's a 14-year-old female or, and that, like, if you like do the numbers and crunch it up, these kids just doing it. They don't think nothing of it. And, when a school shooting happens, it's like, it's like monkey see, monkey do. They just want to do it. They want to copy. It's a copycat. Not that they're acting on it, but it's, this school is going to get shut up with a whole list of schools that's going to get shut down. And the good thing, like I say, when that last school shooting happened, I say they dropped the ball because we live in an age where IP addresses can be tracked down in a matter of seconds. So the good thing for these threats down here, they're not from very bright people. They're not coming from behind a firewall. They're not coming from off a nothing. They just coming straight out and they're finding them. They're getting the IP address and it's over, right? So in Georgia, when this kid did it, they actually tracked him down and they allowed the father and him to tell a lie, and this kid was actually doing that. He was actually going to do that. And so yeah, the FBI and the sheriff dropped the ball. Yeah, they dropped the ball. They really dropped the ball. They really dropped the ball.
The mama called the school, told the school he was coming. The school, whoever she talked to, didn't send word, didn't believe her, thought it was a hoax.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of levels of dropping the ball.
Yeah.
Golly.
Everybody dropping the ball.
Crazy.
You want to know why? Because he didn't look like me.
Yeah.
That's why.
When you white, you get a lot of extra liberties when you white.
Right. The man.
That's why I was like saying, like, we ever get in a race war or whatever, I think these people think because they got like a MAGA hat on or whatever, they're not going to be able to differentiate if you voted for Trump or not. You're going to be black. Like, you're going to get shot.
The man mama called the school and told them the plot.
It's craziness.
And they still let it go. Yep. But you know what, parents?
Well, okay.
You know what, parents? I'm advocating for every child to get locked up. I got 2 kids in public school. I'm advocating for every child to get locked up. Now, I'm talking about he was just playing, he don't deserve. No. Teach your children.
Right. And the parents. They should get locked up too.
Right.
Control your kids. Right. Beat your kids. Beat your kids.
Right. We
ain't never think about doing no craziness like that.
They gonna get beat in jail. I got 2 boys. Yeah, ain't no. That's crazy. He was just playing. He was just playing. She was just playing. Them days over. Ain't no just playing. I support Sheriff Tony and whoever may be the sheriff of Dade County after this election. I've supported. They whatever law, however strenuous it is, we got to crack down.
Gotta learn the hard way.
You want to make a threat? See what being charged as an adult gonna do for you. Because your child is wasting resources. Talking about I was just playing. Ain't no playing. Oh, you gonna play. They gonna play. They gonna play with you in there. So
it's crazy.
You know, we didn't get to talk about that last week, but had to bring it back up because it's still happening.
Facts.
It's still happening. The threats are still happening. You got 1 more year. I got 8 more years.
I got to make it through this year and then another year. Yeah.
Yeah, you got 2 more years.
Yeah, I got 2 more years.
Yeah, I got
this year just started. It's crazy.
Yeah, I got a 4th grader. So I got a long way to go. You started a little early. Well, you coming back.
No, I got 18 more years.
Right. Yeah, you missing 1. Yeah. Yeah. That gray hair gonna be, I don't know what color it's gonna be at 18 years.
Golly.
That gray gonna be white, lily white. Well, listen. Dolphins go to Seattle this week. Hopefully they could do something. The children today don't know how to handle rejection and bullying. That's true. That is true. We got a lot of issues in school, man. We got a lot of issues in school.
We just got a lot of issues in society, period, bro. It's kind of like we live in Revelations if you really think about it. Stuff is happening.
This is the generation.
Right, it's crazy.
We're living in the second generation where we're living in this is the child raising a child generation we're in now. So this is the 16-year-old that had a child, and because they had a child at 16, they didn't raise them, and that's the generation we're living now.
It's the 16-year-old that had a 16-year-old that had a child.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. This is a generation where the grandma like 30.
Right. There you go.
Yeah,
right. There you go.
Yeah, our grandma came to school with a house dress on. This generation grandma coming in there with, a sundress on. It's a different generation. And yep, that's the biblical terminology. That know not God. They don't know God. They don't know their parents. They don't know nothing. They don't know nothing but TikTok and YouTube. That's it. That's who raising this generation, man. Electronics are really raising this generation. Man, we got to go, man. I got parents at my church, kid 4, 5 years old got a cell phone. What?
Generation Alpha, man. They here.
I got parents that leave their children home talking about, I got cameras. This is the generation we living in. I got to go to work. I got cameras. Do your camera see what your child watching on that phone all day while you gone? Do those cameras pick up who they talking to, what they watching on TV? All you can see is they left the house. Yeah, they ain't leave the house, but they learned how to make a bomb while you was at work.
Right.
YouTube. Yeah. That's generation we in, man. So, I'm almost out. You was out. And you decided to come back in. So welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm here.
We grew up in a fighting generation. We fought, but we just fought with our hands, man. That was it. That was it. But so that's our show for today. Dolphins go to Seattle. We'll see what Skylar Thompson do. Who the knows play this week? They don't have another bye week, so.
Oh Lord, we got Cal. Shush.
Oh, yeah, we got Cal in a couple of weeks. We go to Tampa to play South Florida. Y'all to beat Cal. Y'all can't start 0-4, man.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I told you earlier, it's the same depth chart against a better team in Memphis. We will not beat Cal, bro. I have told y'all this one week after the next that I knew we were gonna lose to Boston College. I knew we probably were gonna lose to Memphis, and I definitely know that we're gonna lose to Cal.
Well, you show. You admitting it though, but that show wasn't your story. Week 0.
I didn't know what they were gonna look like. I know what they look like now. I know they got the same depth chart from week 0.
I salute you for being a realist. I salute you for being a realist.
I love football. Football.
I'm glad you got a high school team to root for so you can get a haircut. I'm just
Thank
grateful
God
that you got, because if it wasn't for your high school team,
man, I'll be up here looking like Bob Marley little brother.
Douglas, man.
Yes.
So thank you, Booker T. Washington Tornadoes, for helping my boy get him a haircut.
I was so tired of eating hair. I was eating hair every time I bit something. I had to go get a haircut. Thank God for winning.
Yeah.
I don't know why I got that ritual, but it's there.
Root for gonna win, God dog it. Shoot. So man, we'll see what happens this week. Hopefully nobody else tries to kill nobody. Hopefully nobody famous leaves us this week. It's been a rough couple of weeks, but it's been another great show. Saint and the Ain't. Sometimes I'm the Saint, sometimes I'm the Ain't. But it's always good to rock with you. Thank you for rocking with us tonight, every Monday. Look forward to seeing you. Pastor Freeman said Northwestern lost in a dog fight against Norland last weekend. That was a good game. They lost at the last minute. I watched that game. Last minute interception by Northwestern sealed it for Norland. High school football, man, is amazing in South Florida. Central went up and beat the brakes off of Pompano High. But that ain't our school in Pompano. Our school in Pompano is Ely, but they just it just was bad for Pompano. They just
Ely got the brakes beat over them.
Did they? Oh, that's why.
By Atlantic.
They was quiet this weekend, so you know. Yeah, they was no wonder they was quiet. Cause I do have some that go to Pompano High, but they know they ain't gonna win nothing. But Ely usually be talking some noise. That's why they was quiet this week.
Atlantic laid the smack down.
Oh boy, who y'all got this week?
We got Lakeland. We traveled to Lakeland.
All right.
Good old Lakeland, Polk County.
Safe travels to Polk County. Hopefully you can come back with another win and keep that.
I get a haircut.
Hip pocket.
Get another haircut.
Yeah. We get another haircut, man. Until next time, it's the Saint and the Ain't Show podcast. We'll see you next week. Peace out.
Peace.